Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. An update from India and Pakistan. I have 4 topics. The first one, I will tell you, it's ridiculous, how the Americans view the war, let's call it this way, between India and Pakistan. And I gotta tell you that they tell us that they are impartial. That's the first topic. The second topic, the Americans tell us that the Indians and the Pakistanis are collaborating, they have contacts at the security level, national security level. So they're communicating. That's good. The third topic, we find out that actually the things escalate over there, the crisis. And the Indians are going to mobilize the Territorial Army, and they claim that the Indians claim they destroyed about 300 Pakistani drones. Is that how I say it? Pakistan's drones that the Pakistan launched across 36 locations in India. This is as I speak. And then the last topic has to do with dogfights between how do you call that? The airplanes, fighter jets. Again, we have the Chinese fighter jet owned by the Pakistan, and you have the Rafale, the French Rafale, owned by the Indians. And who won? Remember, I picked this one just because these guys in the West are talking about how fantastic the French planes are and the Mirage 2000s that they sent to Ukraine to destroy the Kinzhals and everything else over there. But here, because the West, these guys in the United States of America and Europe, they are on, United States of America mainly, they are on, I would say, Pakistan's side, let's put it mildly. They will say that the Rafale sucks. Why? Because the Pakistanis are winning. So they have to prop the Indian jet and take a dump on the French jet. They have no problem doing that. But in Ukraine, they prop the Mirage, the fighter jet, the French fighter jet, and they drop on what? On the MiGs and on the Sukhois. So consistency. They say, well, the Rafale is not the same as Mirage. No, they're not the same. But, you know. All right, let's start with the first topic. This comes from Russia Today, 9th of May 2025. India-Pakistan conflict, and I'm quoting, none of our business. Supposedly, Vice President of the United States of America, Vance, said the US Vice President suggested Washington could try to encourage New Delhi and Islamabad to de-escalate the situation. Are you crazy? Nah. He says Washington will not interfere in the conflict between New Delhi and Islamabad. US Vice President Vance said on Thursday, urging the South Asian nations to reduce tensions. And I'm quoting, we're not going to get involved in the middle of a war that's fundamentally none of our business. Oh, but in Ukraine was your business? Look, we're concerned anytime nuclear powers collide and have a major conflict. And our military produce more. Military-industrial complex. Fundamentally, India has its grips with Pakistan. Pakistan has responded to India, he added. Really? Is that how it was? So India has its gripes with Pakistan. Pakistan has responded to India, he added. So already you know who's the problem, according to Vance. India. What we can do is try to encourage these folks to de-escalate a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. Why? We need to sell some weapons somewhere, god damn it. All right, so this is the first one. So how did the whole thing started again? There was a group who did something bad to the Indians. That group, is it called a terrorist group in Pakistan or not? Now, if it is, Pakistan should take care of them. And the Americans, because if you know, remember the Americans are fighting the war on terror. Okay? Right? Now, if those guys are called freedom fighters, then what are you going to do when the freedom fighters run and hide in another country? You do like the Americans do. Go and hit them. Like they hit the people in Afghanistan or the guys over there in Iraq. Remember the Iranian general that al-Baghdadi was his name or something? that Trump is so proud of himself that he killed in a different country someone that he called terrorist. So if we can do it, I think everybody else can do it if we're just, but we're not. So again, who started it? I think it was not Pakistan. I don't think it was someone else who pushed the button and said, you do this, we need to divert certain things, and the BRICS countries need to be destabilized a little bit. It's a war out there, my friends, not because between necessarily India and Pakistan. This is the proxy war for other interest, global interest, not local. All right, that's the first one. Second one, in the meantime, the Americans are telling us that Pakistan's US ambassador says India, Pakistan have had contact at national security level. Excellent. Now this is on the 8th. Got it? On the 8th. And that gets me to the 9th, which is today. Right here, on May 9th. This is what happened. The Indian government has granted the army chief the authority to mobilize the Territorial Army, a reserve force comprised of volunteers who have received military training which can be called up to assist the regular army in an emergency. So, do things de-escalate or escalate? What do you think? Territorial Army battalions out of a total of 32 could be summoned to active duty and deployed to various locations across the nation. That's a war. Mobilization, and we find out here, India's Foreign Secretary stated that on the night of May 8 to 9, Pakistan launched around 300 drone attacks across 36 locations in India. Now, this is from Russia Today. So Russia Today, and the other one is, where is it? Not that one. Right here. So this is from Reuters. Reuters, is going to take care of stuff, is going to report stuff with, let's put it this way, Vance, because Vance was reported by Russia Today. So Vance, United States of America, there is with Pakistan. For me, there's no doubt. No doubt. Most 99% is not with India. The whole point here is get rid of India's Modi. That's the whole thing is over there. Like, for instance, in Iran. In Iran, it's not about Israelis being afraid that this guy's going to bring a bomb or whatever to Iran. No, they want a regime change, so it's going to become a Syria, yes, sir, or Iraq, yes, sir. That's what the whole goal. If tomorrow the Iranian government will get rid, let's say by pushing it to extreme, get rid of its get rid of their peaceful nuclear program, I guarantee you that will be just the beginning. The next one is going to be, women's rights, or I don't know, the big birds rights, or the this rights, or the you got to change. Eventually, they want to change the whole country. That's what they want to do. Why? Destabilize it, weaken it, for the benefit of those baboons over there. You know what I'm talking about, right? All right. You know what this is? Starts with an I. Yeah, it's Iraq. Just kidding. All right. You got it. So if it's not Iran, it's not Iraq, who's left? Egypt. All right. So again, these guys obviously say it was India's, Vance being American. Then you have the Russians here. The Russians here telling you right here what I just read for you, that you see these guys launched 300. So the Russians are on India's side, obviously, and that gets me to the last topic, which is the military-industrial complex. Now they tell us about how global militaries to study India-Pakistan fighter jet battle. Every war is an economic war, and people sell shit, and they're profiteers. The profiteers are usually the banks, the financial system, military-industrial complex of the biggest country, which is United States of America, which I think is about 70% of the global arms sales. But we have a defense secretary and defense department, okay, because we defend, but we are all over the place. But you have to be, sometimes offense is better than, anyway, blah 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 tra-la. So what do we have here? These guys are making each war is an opportunity for the arms manufacturing companies to sell their shit. That's what it is. When you have the Olympics, you have Nike, Adidas, whatever, Asics, and all the sports guys over there. They're not going to sell you cars. I mean, you go to the Olympics, right? It's going to be sportswear. The same here. In a war, it's our time. So now they have the Chinese fighter jet versus the Indian, which is Rafale, the French actually. So I picked this one only because now they're remember, this is Reuters. This is not, so these are with the Pakistanis. A dogfight between Chinese-made Pakistani jets and French-made Indian Rafale. Now, if this would have happened in, let's say, in Taiwan, and the Chinese would have their Chinese jets, and let's say Taiwan would have French-made jets, probably this would not appear, this article will not appear as they reported here. Right here, a Chinese-made Pakistani fighter jets shot down at least 2 Indian military aircraft on Wednesday. 2 U.S. officials told Reuters, making a potential major milestone for Beijing's advanced fighter jet. No, they are doing this because of Pakistan. Because Pakistan must win for these guys. That's one. And the other one, it's a scare tactic. See how great the Chinese jet is. We have to do something about it. And then they also take a shot on the French, like always. I'm talking about the Americans, all right? And remember, if the Ukrainian army would have been delivered, not instead of Mirage, Rafale, the Rafales will be fantastic with the Suhois and with the MiGs. That's the way it is, my friends. Now, I hope that thing ends in Pakistan and India soon, but I don't think so, because they're bigger interest than the two countries. Global interest. And this was, I think, a manufactured crisis. These guys here try to ignite something in India for some time. Why? Modi doesn't follow orders. Their orders. Neither did Imran Khan, the former prime minister of Pakistan. Where is he now? He is in jail and is barred for what, 5 years to run for office, which he probably is going to die. He's 72 or something. Now, that's why, because he failed to report some gifts that he received as a well, and I know in Pakistan the law is the law, man. I mean, you can't do anything. I mean, please, everybody is like, and the military is a semi-military dictatorship. Thank you very much. Under a veneer of democracy, Imran Khan was toppled overnight by the vote of no confidence in the Pakistani parliament. Dictated by whom? At the orders of whom? Al Capone. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.